Welcome to Negotiating Happiness, the show that helps you find happiness, success, and balance in your work and life. I'm Adriana Fiestro, your host for this journey into entrepreneurship and personal growth. We're broadcasting live on 107.7 and 105.3 FM in New Orleans as part of the United Public Radio Network. We explore the latest strategies, insights, and stories from successful entrepreneurs and experts. From managing stress to building a thriving business, we've got you covered. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Negotiating Happiness, and I'm your host, Adriana Fiestro, and we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and UFO Paranormal Radio Network at 105.3 and 107.7 FM in the beautiful city of New Orleans. If you guys wanted to watch us on your big screen TV, you can go ahead on Roku TV and type in UFO Paranormal. I am here today with the lovely Danna Giroux. Hello, Danna. How are you?
I'm good, Adriana. How are you? Hi. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to talk about, the Blazer campaign today. So thank you so much for coming on. Guys, you have to realize that Danna's actually traveling and she's taking time out of her day. And she's at a convention center right now doing this with us. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's the joys of being an entrepreneur. You kind of work, whenever you can make time when there's other factors at play. And it's actually a bonus too, because with technology, we now can take calls from anywhere, and I can have the joy of being with you today. So
exactly. And that's exactly what I preach half the time, right? So kind of work at what makes you, kind of live your best life. So this is it for us, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. So let's just do a really quick intro. If you guys, I've never seen Danna before. She's come on before on the podcast, and we talked about her entrepreneurial journey. I love hearing the story every time, but today is going to be a little bit different because we're going to be talking about entrepreneurial impact. And it's exciting for us because we're both part of the 2025 Support the Blazer campaigns, the Good People Army. It's from Spark Charity Foundation, and they are supporting Ronald McDonald House Charities and individually other charities that we were able to pick. So we get to, dive into what our why is and how we are giving back to the community that so graciously has given to us as entrepreneurs. We're literally suiting up. I'm going to do like a little blazer fashion show as well so that you guys can see. We are wearing these suits sort of everywhere that we're going, and people are stopping us everywhere, and we are spreading awareness. It's not just about raising funds, it's about raising awareness as well. Right, Danna?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I wish I had my blazer with me on vacation. Oh, well, I won't say vacation on this journey.
It doesn't matter. You're probably talking about it anyway.
Yeah, but I am sorry. Do you guys mind? I'm in the middle of doing a podcast, if you don't mind. I'm in the middle of doing a podcast, only for about 20 minutes. If I could have a bit of privacy. Thank you so much. Live, right?
This is what we do with as entrepreneurs, right?
We have to speak up as women. We also have to speak up and say, I didn't reserve the room. It's a convention room, but here we go. So the blazer, because it wasn't something I was able to bring with me, what I've committed to doing, building the awareness, I've been reaching out to family and friends about this really important movement, the blazer. And so what I love is that we all have the same blazer. It was really cool at the event last week when we were all sporting the blazer. And a lot of people asked questions and they wanted to find out what's going on. And why don't you show the blazer? So
hold on, I'm going to actually post something else. So while I'm actually going to do a really quick intro on you, but in the meantime, I'm going to put on the screen what we actually look like, what you were talking about.
Okay.
I want people to see. Let me just share the screen here because you guys, we have to do a quick intro as well because I want you to know exactly who Danna is and what she's doing in her spare time. After being an entrepreneur and a mom and right.
Yeah.
Hold on a second here. Obviously, technology today is not our friend, but
I'm in a convention center and there's interruptions. I was like, come on, 30 minutes.
We couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear them, so that's the good part, right?
Yeah.
Is the good part here. I'm just going to share the screen here real quick.
Yeah, it's a big trade show here in North Carolina and South Carolina. And it's quite the trade show, but there we are.
There you go, guys. Look at us. There's Danna over here on the left. There's me over here. And there's actually so many people from the community that we deal with that are entrepreneurs and people that own businesses here that we're so excited to be a part of. And this is just a portion of us. There's about, I think, 65 of us doing this. Yeah.
I think the goal was to have 30. And it was like now double the amount of people that I think Nick had intended to join. So it's really exciting. A lot of entrepreneurs and people desiring to give back and to uplift the life of others who may be challenged. And it's really a beautiful thing.
Yes. Oh, there we go. We've already got comments. Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
It's very inspiring. You're making an amazing difference. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a supporter and always being there for us and engaging. It's really important for us to have people that engage with our content because this is what drives us to put more out there so that we can drive awareness and funds and whatever else. So we appreciate everything. Let me just do a really quick intro here. So if you guys are not familiar with Danna and her work, I want you guys to be intrigued and to go click on her links so you can find out a little bit more. So who is Danna? She is a holistic empowerment coach for high-achieving women. She's also a certified nutritional practitioner, a published author, an international model, and the creator of Empowered Her transformational tool. It's a course, guys, and it's coming out, and I'm so excited. And I'm actually going to personally be a part of it. So I can't wait. I can't wait to dive into it. As a holistic nutritionist, personal trainer, wellness consultant, Tao Healing Hands Practitioner, she helps people find their unique balance of optimal health and happiness while coaching high-achieving women that are potentially going through relationship breakdown. So this is something that is very near and dear to Danna's heart and to all of us. We can relate a lot to that, right? What is life if not that, right? The ups and downs. And what else? Danna has been a part of the health and wellness industry for more than 25 years. She has completed the fitness leadership program at Humber College, as well as CanFit Pro, personal trainer specialist, and nutrition wellness specialist certifications. She's also obtained her honors Bachelor of Arts degree at University of Toronto, and she later attended the Institute of Holistic Nutrition, where she graduated with first class honors. Danna is a published author. Her professional ebook, Fitness and Mindfulness for Optimal Health, is available and easy way, and it's actually on BookBoon's platform. And she's also recently co-authored as part of the book series Empowered and Heals 4, where the theme is strength and resilience. And she recently became the health and wellness columnist for Biz Fashion magazine. Danna has a wide range of experience working with others in groups, with private clients, in schools, in shelters, with youth sports teams, and with various corporations. So Danna is your gal here because she has all of that experience and she's just waiting to share it with everybody.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Hi, Heidi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Says good day, Adriana and Danna. And she's saying hi from Boulder, Colorado. Hello.
Hello, Heidi.
I love this. Okay, so Danna, you and I talked briefly about what we wanted this episode to look like because we're both sort of in the same sphere, right? Like we're trying to build our businesses. We're trying to also give back to the community. So I guess my first question for you would be, for you, what was the pivotal moment that made you realize, your business success needed to be tied to giving back?
I thought kind of hard and deeply about this question. And, there's been an element to giving back in my business, even from the inception, even before I founded Empowered Her. When I started my holistic health career, it was essentially because I desired to help people achieve their unique balance of optimal health and happiness. And being a mother, I noticed that there was a lot of challenges in schools with children and their behavior, and a lot of friends and that were teachers were talking to me about the challenges they faced in schools with attention and such. So from the beginning of my career, I was going into schools to educate families and about health and wellness. And then I even went to shelters, youth shelters and adult shelters to give people tools through health and wellness tools that could help them cope and manage better. And essentially, the giving back has evolved as I found it empowered her, where I empower women to navigate marriage breakdown with strength and resilience. And it's essentially pain turned into purpose, because this program was founded through my own breakdowns, through my own marriage breakdown, and the insights and tools I learned. But the reason I wanted to give back was I was fortunate enough to have the support of my family. When I removed my children from the home, when we went to my parents' place, I had family to support me and uplift me during a challenging time. But there's women that aren't this lucky.
Right.
So when I met Nick and I found out about the Blazer campaign, selecting a charity like the Red Door Family Shelter and really aligning it with my new, like my Empowered Her program, it just made sense. Yeah. So I mean, I come from also there's family values associated with this. My grandmother did a lot of fundraising for the deafblind community. So for me, I really believe that when we're blessed, and we can find blessings in every situation, but I really consider myself, regardless of the challenges, to be blessed, and to be able to bless other people and to uplift people when they're going through a challenging time is something that I value deeply. And so that's kind of why giving back is
so it was progressive then. So it wasn't just, like, I mean, all of us had this idea of giving back, but the fact that we have to put it into motion, it takes a little while, right? Because we're still trying to figure out this whole entrepreneurship thing. So it was progressive for you. And I really liked what you said about, like your transformed pain into something, meaningful, something that you could work with. And that's beautiful, because I think that shows strength and resilience, because not everybody is able to do that, right? Sometimes people crumble, and you didn't, I mean, yes, we all have our moments of crumbling, sure, but you're like, I'm going to make something out of this. So that is super inspiring. And I really love that. And, you already dove in a little bit with my next question, which would have been, working with high achieving women. How do you see the connection between supporting the women's shelters like the Red Door Foundation and breaking the cycles that keep women from reaching their full potential? I feel like you have a bit more to say on this. And just as an FYI, guys, I already pasted in the comments here the sparkcharity.ca with Danna's page there if you wanted to learn a little bit more about her cause, which is the Red Door Family Shelter there. So just to go back, so how do you see the connection between supporting women's shelters and, helping break the cycles that keep women from reaching their full potential?
You would think that they're two very different things. But really, when it comes to women who are in, say, housing crisis or relationship breakdown, women that have to leave their homes, or they choose to leave their homes, or maybe they had no choice and they ended up on the street, or the Red Door Family Shelter is a place where women go, women and children and families go because of housing crisis, because of domestic abuse or a war. The way I look at it, it's very similar when it comes to these high achieving women who are working at building their business, or it's a new stage. And then the women who go to the shelter, they're at a new stage. But sometimes there are things we've been through in our life, things we've experienced that have created belief systems within us that are preventing us from getting to the next level. So whether it be high achieving women at working on building a business and getting to the next level, and they're feeling maybe stuck, like they don't even realize what may be getting in the way, or there's the women who are starting fresh. They're both at a stage where they're now going to be building. So what I believe is the connection is that what tools are we giving them to uplift them, to give them their confidence back, to help them maybe work on the things or become aware of things that may be holding them back, and empower them to do the deep work required to learn from the lessons, find the blessing, learn how to manage the stress, how to manage these unique situations that they may face as they build their business or as they get established again and build a new life for themselves or the families.
Right. It's a lot of realizing, sort of to tie it into what you were saying, that not everybody is as lucky, right, or supported in the sense. So it's a lot of kind of like overcoming the basics in order for you to reach your full potential, because it's a well-known fact. If you don't have the basics in your life, there's no way you could reach your full potential, because it's like you're still struggling, you're still treading water. Well, what could you possibly put into your potential when you're still, trying not to drown, kind of thing. So,
and as an entrepreneur, it's not easy. That's why a lot of entrepreneurs fail. But it's also, as women, we have so many demands on us as women entrepreneurs, and we're both single moms, so it's how do we it can be very challenging, because as an entrepreneur, it's great to have the right tools so you can succeed, but sometimes we don't know all the tools we need in order to succeed. Just like women who have gone through marriage breakdown, like I didn't realize certain things until I went through the breakdown. So I'm excited to empower women and uplift women, to give them tools so that they can be powerful in any of those situations, and they can make choices that are only aligned with the life that they desire. Right.
Well, it's amazing once you're kind of like in your groove as an entrepreneur. It's amazing all of these different ideas that come through where you're like, I can make a difference in so many different ways, right? Whereas before, maybe you're feeling a bit stuck. So this kind of goes into my next question of, until you get to that point where you see the doors opening for yourself, like a lot of us struggle with imposter syndrome, right? And confidence. So how do you overcome this? Like how does this relate to, to your approach for providing support? Because essentially you're providing support to women in a stage where it's a very volatile stage, right? Where they're rebuilding everything. So how do you even, like, how can you go through it? Like as a person, and I know you, and you're so empathetic too. So I can't imagine, not taking some of that on yourself. So how do you deal with feeling not only your own emotions, their emotions, and you can see that they're struggling with imposter syndrome or with confidence? Like, how do you approach that?
So I thought this was going to be really hard to wrap my head around. And then I just thought about why I created the program, why I created specifically Empowered Her.
Right.
And like, I don't get it twisted, ladies. Like when you start to, with each stage, with each new endeavor, there is going to be an element of potential self-doubt and imposter syndrome. Like, oh my gosh, am I really, qualified to give this advice? Or, we can doubt ourselves. So through the Empowered Her program, we do a deep inner dive, and we go into various sections of our life and to healing, to get to the root cause of what might be holding us back. And every activity we do helps to build confidence, helps to get us to make ourselves a priority, helps us to build our self-worth, helps us to regain our confidence, and just for us to know that we're deserving and worthy of whatever we dream or believe, or see whatever we see for our life, and have the confidence to see it and then do everything we can to achieve it. And there's certain tools, like I'll give you a little like sneak peek. There's something I've been doing called the Empowered Future Self. Okay, so ladies, listen up. If you find you're struggling now in order to move forward to this dream, or you're having a bit of imposter syndrome, you do a simple meditation. And for those of you, if you don't do meditation, that's okay. It's much easier than you think. And we could do a whole new session on that. But essentially with Empowered Future Self. And this helped me to embody the energy of that woman I see that's already within me. So you just take a minute and you just take a deep breath and you close your eyes and you just center yourself. You can walk down a little path and you see someone coming at you. And this is you. This is the version of you, whether it be five months, a year, 2 years down the road. Okay. And this woman is exactly where you see yourself being. You got to feel her. You've got to see her. And if she were to give you messages, what is she telling you about getting to where you're going? And what do you need to hear right now to remind you of the power that lies within you? Because the power is all within ourselves. And we go through things in life that we forget that how strong we are and how worthy and deserving we are. So there's so many tools you can do as a woman who's stepping into entrepreneurship or building a business, or a woman who is in the shelter. All these tools, which I share through the Empowered Her program, that help us get out of our own way, help us build our confidence, and remember who the hell we are, so that we can have the strength to uplift ourselves. Because as women, as we uplift everyone around us. As we empower ourselves, make ourselves a priority, take care of ourselves. Self-care is like a form of, it's not just care for ourselves, it's for our families as well, because often women are the providers. So as women, the more we take care of ourselves in mind, body, and soul, the more of a service we're doing for our family.
Yeah.
And so I don't know did that answer the question?
It did. And there's a couple of things that kind of stick out for me. And one was, you talked about being deserving, and a lot of people don't feel like they're deserving. So that's a really powerful, like, step number one. You are deserving to. And then the second thing was, you started showing a really powerful visualization exercise. So regardless of what you believe, whether it's spiritual, whether it's religious, whether it's purely science-based and psychological, visualization exercises work for your brain. So it's science-based, right? This is something that works for a lot. And there's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of different tools. And I just remember I had a really busy weekend, and I was talking to one of my friends, and we did our post-grad together, and we were in the paralegal program. And when we were joking, because we were like, oh, remember that thing where you're like, you have to make yourself look really big, you have to do like a power stance. And we were laughing about it, but that's what stuck with us, because we had to appear in court, or we had to do things that were really nerve-wracking. So it goes back to this whole confidence and imposter syndrome and whatnot. And these exercises really helped, and they kind of stick with you once you do them. It seems so silly to be like, okay, close your eyes and do them. And we were just doing this like live in like 8 different locations and live on the radio. But until you do it, you're not letting your body and your brain understand that this is the way to go, and this is the way to absorb, right? So, it's really, really great exercises. So it should click with all kinds of different people, whether you're visual. If you're not visual, there are other ways of doing it. So that the fact that you're talking through them, right? So it's auditory, or these are very practical tools, regardless of what your belief system is. This is science-based, right? Yeah. So I love that. I love what you're answering. And I love that there are people in the comments here. So Heidi was telling us that, she's a single mom of 3, and she's had many struggles, and she was affirming with us as she goes within to remember who she really is. And she wishes she knew that years ago. A lot of us have this sentiment. So this is why it's relatable, because it's real. A lot of us go through this, right? And she's saying, love that, Danna. Thank you, Heidi.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Yes, she is. And Mel's saying, remember who you are. It's so hard after having kids to remember who you are. So this is why this kind of wraps up into the whole, what you were saying. The third point that stuck out to me was, when you're doing well, then everybody else around you is doing well. So that ties into giving back as well. So when we're doing well as entrepreneurs, we're able to do this kind of work, or we're able to step away to put in the time, the effort, and the resources to do this, right? So I'm going to show everybody the blazer as well. Heidi's sending us hearts. Thank you, Heidi.
Yeah. I know. I was like at the beginning, I was like, go show it. No,
I know.
Show it
I'll show it now, guys. I'll show it now. So you can see we're raising funds for the Ronald McDonald House Charities, right? So that's the main. cause. And then for myself, it's Cardiac Kids and the Support of Sick Kids Foundation. And this is the company, right? You guys know, Ontario Assistant. And for Danna, it's the Red Door Family Shelter that we just talked about. But look at the back. Okay, ready?
Yeah, I love this.
I don't know if everyone's going to see this, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you can see it.
And there's the QR code, and there's our title sponsor there. So imagine walking through your like nail salons, through Costco, through like vacation. We're crossing the borders in these blazers. People stare, and that's exactly what you want them to do. I'm not one of those people that love that, but I got over it because it's for a good cause. People stare. You're walking into restaurants with it. They'll ask you, they'll look at, you know, like who the sponsors are and whatnot, right? So we've got some sponsors here on the left-hand side and on the right. So this is how you start conversations. And it's not awkward when you're just going, hey, so I'm raising funds. You know, it's not like that. It's like, what is this blazer about? So then you just start telling them, you know? Yeah. It's cool.
You know, it's also about believing in something beyond yourself and believing in what you are sharing with people. And I've even started, because I've been on the road and I'm out of my usual element. I've been messaging family and friends and just saying, you know, this is what I'm up to. You know, and I send them a picture of, you know, even me and my son Noah came to an event, and or I'm sharing about the event, you know, that we did at a young, I call it Young and Dundas Square, but it's Sankofa Square or something like that. And now, but I've been sharing those images. Look, we're on the billboard, because it was on a billboard, right? So I've been sharing in that way too. And it's also just like, it's one about raising funds, but also raising awareness, because, you know, for the Red Door Family Shelter, some people don't even know it exists. And I would hate for women to stay in situations where they're at risk, or they feel they have no other option. At least this is creating awareness helps to allow people to know there's a really great place for them to go to. And then for you sick kids, right? Of course, for the cardiac care.
Yes, for cardiac care. And I'll tell everybody the story in a bit. But so here's a quick visual of what Danna was talking about. So Danna's here with her youngest. Her youngest is absorbing everything that his mom is doing. She's introducing him to her world very early on, which I'm so excited to do. My little one, a lot younger, but this was really cool for him to see, I'm sure. And here is Nick Regina, and he is the Spark Charity Foundation founder. And here's me on the side here, right? But it was a really cool launch party, and then you know, we had a couple of events since then. But what I really want to show people is what you were talking about, Sankofa Square, right, where we had the billboard. And I'm trying to find, let's see here. I think it's a video. We're not going to be able to hear the audio, but I can show people the video. If they could see it. So,
you know, it's, as you're doing that, I'm just thinking about how important it is to kind of choose to, when you make a choice, when you value something. And we've all making a choice to commit to something, and it goes to entrepreneurship, and it goes to moms desiring to build a life for them and their kids, right? It's all about, life is all about making choices. What are we choosing for our life? How do we want to spend our time? And then you figure out how to prioritize what's important for you.
Right. So you guys can see here, that's the billboard with our faces on it. And it was pretty cool to see. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've never been on a billboard before. You know what I mean?
It was cool.
It was super cool. So it's 30 days, one blazer. Our last day is October 18th. As you can see, there's other, you know, media outlets, and like everybody is just getting involved, which is amazing. I had my neighbor stop me yesterday, which, guys, I'm in KW, so I'm like, I don't know, 100 odd kilometers away from Toronto. And I had my neighbor stop me. He's like, I was listening to the radio and they were talking about the blazer, and I keep seeing you with the blazer. I was like, yes, that's exactly what we want to happen, right? So I was pretty pumped that you know, my neighbor's like, I can see what you're doing. I was like, amazing, right? So Thank you, Mel. Mel's making a comment about us raising the next generation. So it's funny because we all have boys, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we got some extra work there for us.
We do.
Yeah.
We're raising really great boys. Well, I've got one man, one of my boys is a man now.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have two more questions. So how has being part of this campaign influenced your own business practices and client work? Like, do you look at things differently, or how do you go about it?
I think with the campaign, it's reminded me of a value that kind of, I guess, got put on the back burner because I was so busy.
Right.
And that is, how can I give back for those who are, and it's kind of reminded me of the blessings in my life. And, okay, so I'm really blessed. Regardless of the challenges, I'm very blessed. But there are some people who are not nearly closely as fortunate. So how can I now continue to give back, or at least make a positive impact, and still do my business? So that's kind of, because I did a lot of that before. When I was married, I did a lot of volunteering and just desiring to have people be healthier and happier, and then children to be healthier and happier, right? But also there's an element to part of this campaign is really had me work on time management, because when you already have a very full life and you start adding in another very special thing like giving back or raising awareness and funds for a charity in need or cause, we have to kind of juggle a little, and what may have, taken priority may now not have, we may not have as much time. So time management was a big thing.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. What about for entrepreneurs that are listening back, right? Like the ones that are still they feel like they're still building their success. What would you say about finding that balance between growing your business, but also, finding that thing to give back to, their why, right? What would you say to them?
So timing, I think, is everything. And one of the things I teach or I coach people on is to trust everything is happening for you, and understand you don't need to chase. What is meant for you will find you. And so we may be thinking, oh, I want to give back, but you just aren't sure what it is.
Right.
At the right time, in the right place, that answer will come to you. Don't force it. If you're desiring to make an impact and uplift the life of others, ask. You can even say, what would that be? And wait for the signs, the information to be provided to you, because it will be. I didn't know that I was going to be contributing to the Red Door Family Shelter until I went to a divorce event and they were there. And then I was already working on my Empowered Her program. And when I spoke with the woman at the shelter, and I understood that the shelter was all about, it just made sense. Then I was introduced to Nick and he was doing the Support the Blazer campaign. Yep. It all just fell into place. So sometimes we try and force things, and even as entrepreneurs, we try and rush things or force things.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just out of our control. So just trust that the right answer will be given to you. Put it out there, say you'd like to give back. And then when we get more and more clear on your why, often the information will come.
Yeah, I found that this was very similar to me as well, right? But my story is a little bit different because it's a personal story, but I didn't really know how to approach it until now. Even now, I think I'm a little bit awkward about it, right? But I'm trying my best. So I like that what you're saying is like, don't force it. It'll come when you feel most aligned, right? Does that mean that you can't support other people in the meantime? No, absolutely not. You are free to do so, right? But I think we're talking about things that we're going to keep coming back to, right? So this is probably not going to be your only touch base with the Red Door Family Shelter, right?
No, and there's so many ways you can give back. And you know, you may not have the means, so it's not always about a money figure either. Like even just if you know that there's something special like Support the Blazer going on, or say, for example, people find out about your specific cause, just share. We are on social media, people are sharing stuff all the time. Well, this is huge. Just share. It's not about necessarily the money, because if you can't contribute financially, maybe the person you share with or someone they share with will.
Right.
And you know, what resonates with me, for me, isn't necessarily going to resonate with someone else. So it's really cool that there's options. And even within the Support the Blazer campaign, movement, Support the Blazer movement, we ourselves get to find out about more causes and charities, which we may not have known about, and we can give back in a way that suits us at that time. So, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I was at an event with everyone on Friday, and I was talking to some of the other people from the Good People Army, and I was learning that other people have, you know, personal stories. I think Joe was supporting the Brain Cancer Foundation, from my understanding, because of his grandfather. So like that was really comforting for me, because my story is about my little brother that passed, right? This was a really long time ago, but he was born with a heart defect. So this was sort of part of the family history for a long time. And I can't imagine what my parents went through. I'm just going to put that right out there. For me, I've had a different experience as a sibling, but now that I'm older, I'm past the sadness. I mean, you're never past the sadness, but I'm past that part where I can't do anything about it or talk about it, because I think people need to know about it. So the reason why this resonated with me is because if at the time we were in a different place with in a different hospital with the resources, we were told that the technology existed at the time. This was like 20 odd years ago, right? So he would have still been alive today. So imagine knowing that and going through life thinking, hey, if the resources were there, we would still have our brother, our son, our family members still in our house. That is tragic, right? Yeah. So the fact that we can make a difference, like, this is why I'm excited about this, because if I can make a difference for somebody else, they don't have to go through that, right? So I can still do things in his memory that will benefit other people and will also make it worth it for me. Yeah. Right. So I'm just gonna put this up real quick here so that people can see it as well. I actually found it really hard to bring it up to my parents because I didn't know how they were going to react. And it was actually, I mean, I joke a lot about it all the time. Like, we're Eastern European, so like feelings are just not a thing, right?
Right.
But I wasn't afraid in a bad way. I just didn't want to like remind them of something like this again, even though they probably think about it all the time. So here's a little picture here. So that's my little brother, that's my dad, and that's my mom in the background there. And my story is here at sparkcharity.ca/Adriana Fierster. I'll post the link as well. I posted Danna's as well a couple times there. So you guys feel free to donate. It doesn't matter to me. Like, as long as it goes to any of these causes, I'm happy to support, right? So this is my page here. And my parents were actually just touched, and that made me happy too, right? They were just touched, and they just didn't really even know how to react. And they're just like, we're so proud, you know what I mean? So I can't imagine what they're going through. But so I wanted to also talk about this a little bit because not everybody knows. The transposition of the great vessels is what the condition is called. So it's TGV. I don't think you hear about it a lot. So if you do have if you have somebody in your family that has cardiac issues, then, go ahead and go support your local hospital or your specialty hospital that has I promise you, they're going to have a whole cardiac unit, and unfortunately a whole cardiac unit for children as well. Right. So just go be a part of it. And even if it's not money, right, because it doesn't have to be money, like you said, I have to tell you, like, my views, like, I think spiked up like 4 times what they were last month, and it's just from the Good People Army and our family and friends interacting and just reposting or liking or sharing. Like that's all it takes, right? That's all it takes.
Yeah.
It's
that's beautiful. You know, it's funny. I've known you for quite some time, and it wasn't until this campaign that until this movement that I learned that, and I can't even imagine it. As a mom, I couldn't even imagine what your parents went through. I don't even want to imagine. And as a sister, it's so I commend you for sharing your story, and for everyone for sharing their story, because it can be really scary to share your story. And we're really lucky that we're all brave enough to stand up and advocate for helping other people.
Yeah, and you know what, Danna, don't think anything of it, because my very first donor on that list, I have known her for 14 years and she didn't know about it. And we've had these conversations, and again, it's because I'm okay to talk about it now, and I'm okay to do something about it. And I think I was waiting for it's like you said, I was waiting for this moment to be like, wait, I can make this mean something to me personally, plus to other people. So I rarely talked about it, but not because I didn't think about him, obviously, but it's because I'm like, now I can do something about it. Now I can not only, like, I'm not using that story for anything other than to bring more good into this world. Right. So,
yeah. It's funny. You know what? It's actually, I think it's the same for me when it comes to like communicating my story. And I've been very mindful of communicating it, because it's divorce and how a marriage ends and relationship breaks down is a very personal thing.
Yeah.
And so it's sharing in a way to help people learn and transform, even heal and grow. And that's the goal. The mission is to empower others, and it's through our experiences to help people, to empower people to navigate challenges with grace, strength, and ease.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I just thought about it right now. I think I'm going to post in our Support the Blazer campaign WhatsApp group. I'm going to post the link, and we'll try and put some fun little tidbits there from the Blazer campaign. We'll see who logs in here. So here, let's see. So, hey guys, we are live. Danna and I, we're just having a little fun online here, right?
Yeah, I know, right? They're a pretty cool group. They're very interactive.
Yes, they are. They really are. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, the Support the Blazer movement, we have a massive WhatsApp group, and this is for the people in the movement and Support the Blazer to support each other and to stay communicated about events and what everyone's got going on.
Yes. Let's see. I'm just going to paste it here.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like it's a really cool thing. It's a very cool experience, a special experience when people come together, and it's something outside of themselves. When people are coming together for a cause, and whether it be you have a charity of choice, or you're raising funds and awareness for the Ronald McDonald House, which is the main charity selected. It's a really beautiful experience seeing people come together because of something outside themselves for a special, like the same vision and mission. And it's really amazing what we can do in a group. It's really special what we can do when we come together and uplift each other with the vision, the point of uplifting others. I'm really grateful to be part of it.
Entrepreneurs, right, that are coming together, and it was amazing to see how willing they were to either donate their time, their services. They were donating, media time. They were donating all kinds of things, and it was just so lovely to see everybody, like come together to be like, even though we're all supporting different charities or including Ronald McDonald House Charity, everyone was just so open. And you don't see that a lot, right? Because whenever you're talking about entrepreneurship or businesses, people think they're in competition or that there's not enough to go around. So I love that. I talk about this on other episodes about how you just need to be open because there's enough to go around. And I think this group of people has it right. Yeah. You know what I mean? They have it, they know it, they're supportive, and I just love being around there. So going to the events, I mean, if you're not an in-person kind of type of person or networking, sometimes they can be really daunting. And I always joke, I even messaged Danna on Friday because she wasn't there. I was like, it's not the same without you. Did I also have a good time? I did, but I'm like, but whenever Danna and I go together, we have a different dynamic, right? But it is hard. But when you are surrounded by people who are open and that want to put the cause on the map, then you have a common goal, right?
Yeah. Like when I went to the event downtown, I really don't know any. There's maybe one person or two people I know from the group, but everyone is. It feels like a big family. It's really a beautiful thing, and I'm really grateful that there's still some amazing people in this world who believe that it's a value to give back, and to uplift others.
Totally.
Yeah,
I love it. And we just have another comment here. It's like, Danna, I just followed you on Insta. I found 2 accounts with your photo. Do you have 2 IG accounts? Yes, Heidi, she does have 2 IG accounts. You can follow both of them. I love that.
I do. Long story, but I do, like I said, and like you said in my bio, I do modeling and talent work, and I'm in the process of. It's a whole new rebrand. It's very exciting, but there's more of a travel page, but still all the health and wellness vibes, motivational. And then there's also my holistic health page, which is holistic empowerment. Just trying to figure out how to share all that I am.
There we go. Guys, you should also go and follow the Spark Charity Foundation as well. They are putting on this event. It's at Spark Charity Foundation. If you guys look in the description of the episode, so even after this is live, you guys are going to see right there all of our links, me and Danna's links as well, if you wanted to follow us along on the journey. My understanding is that we already are surpassing I think on day 9 or something, we already surpassed what they had raised last year by day 30. So I am pumped to see where this is going to go and just how far we can take it out, right?
Yeah. And there is a massive, amazing event at the end.
Yes.
And so the gala is at the end of the month. Well, it's at the end of the movement and the campaign on October 18th. So if anyone would like to come and celebrate with everyone, closing out the campaign, October 18th closes off this chapter. And we'd love to have you join us at the gala. And you can get tickets through the link, either of our links. There's a tab on the left-hand corner.
And I'll tell you a secret, guys. If you're donors, I'm pretty sure there's emails going out to the donors where you could get a discount on the ticket. Or I don't know if it's passed or not, but I heard this through the grapevine. So if you guys wanted to support a wonderful charity, you can also do so and purchase tickets for the gala at the same time. I can actually show the gala. We have a couple minutes left. So let me show you guys the video for the gala that they've sent out because it looks pretty cool, right?
It does. It's going to be awesome. I've already got my dress.
Me too.
I know you do. And I've got a hot date, so I'm excited.
First time. See, I do not have a hot date, so we're gonna pause on that.
No, but that's okay because you know what? There's gonna be a lot of people there, Adriana.
Wow, we're turning this into something that it wasn't before. Thanks, Danna.
Well, hopefully we'll be sitting together.
I know, yeah. Look at this, guys. So there are a lot of wonderful businesses that are involved in putting this together. This was last year. Look at that. They had a drone show last year. They had a live band. Everything is like formal. So if you wanted a reason to go out and support a really amazing cause, or if you are part of this, one way or another, and you just wanted to be a part of the last day, this is it. If you go to sparkcharity.ca, you will be able to purchase tickets there. It's sparkcharity.ca/shop. Or if you go through any of our links in bio on our Instagram, or what I've posted here, you'll be able to get it. Oh, look at this. Massimo joined us. Hello, Massimo.
Hi, Massimo.
So he says, leading by example. Well done, ladies. Thank you so much. Massimo is also a part of the Good People Army. So thank you so much for tuning in. He's also one of the really big supporters, which I love. Again, I love this group of entrepreneurs. They're there to uplift everybody else as well. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, totally it's amazing. It's like, honestly, it's really a great group of people. I really feel blessed. And the more events we go to, the more we network, the more we get to know everyone. And yeah, I'm excited for the next couple of weeks of the movement. And then also what happens afterwards, because there's always a ripple effect, right? There's always more that comes from such a great movement. And then, yeah.
That's right. So posting it in the group chat was definitely worthwhile.
Yeah.
I don't know if Massimo is still around to see the shout out, but I'll send him the screenshot.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for the shout out, guys. So as closing remarks, I think we just have to acknowledge that we have access to some of the platforms that other people don't. So we thank you so much for everybody that is providing a platform, including UPRN Radio and all the wonderful sponsors that are putting this on and that are hosting us. A lot of people have decided to, throw these events in this wonderful cause, but that means also hosting 65 odd people as part of the Good People Army, right? So thank you so much to everyone doing that. And Danna, what would you like to say as your closing remark for everybody?
That's a good question. For me, it's an ask. It's one, I want everyone just to take a minute and to think of at least one thing that you're grateful for. Okay. And then if you can think of 3 things that you're grateful for.
Yeah. And
then imagine that there's some people who are really, really challenged in their life right now. And they may not even be able to find one thing they're grateful for. They just may be going through a hard time. If you can find it somewhere in your heart to choose to uplift the life of someone else or just to contribute in some way so that perhaps you can make someone else's day and potential life better.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not a lot. Like we said that before, share about the movement. If you can't donate. And that's what and then also like, let's be kind to each other and let's have some compassion. And then, and of course, if anyone knows anyone who may be going through a challenge, like a breakdown, I am just a message away. Okay. Yeah. And there's lots that I'm going to be sharing. So listen up, women, you're not alone. Okay. You're not alone. And you are so deserving and worthy of living a full, beautiful life. You just might need a little help remembering that who you are. And so don't be afraid to reach out. Okay.
That's right. Thank you so much, Danna. Thank you so much for coming on here. And thank you all for tuning into the show. The comments were amazing. Thank you so much, guys, that came up with comments and questions and shout outs. And thank you again to the United Public Radio Network and UFO Paranormal Radio Network. We are thankful to be able to be on this platform and to be able to do this. So we're going to keep you guys posted on social media, how we're doing. In the meantime, check out all the other shows on the UPRN, UFO Paranormal Radio Network. Thank you so much. Heidi's saying goodbye, Danna.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next week.
Bye. Thank you.